Hi, so Greg's asked me to do another drawing for you guys today, and since my kids grew up loving Lego and all things Lego, especially my son, I thought I would show you how to draw a personalized Lego person. So this is who I guess I would be as a Lego person. I didn't fully color it all in because I want to be able to communicate and show you how to draw it as if you were wearing a different outfit. But I tend to love, well, I'm Canadian, so hence the Canadian flag, and I wear these puddle boots, Wellingtons, a lot when I do my job, which is a photographer. So oftentimes, and I tend to always have my hair back in a ponytail too, so that was the other reason. Green is my favorite color, so this is how I personalize my Lego person. I love to wear like these romper type dresses, and this is my camera body that I use, and my wellies and whatnot. So I'm going to show you how to draw a personalized Lego person, and I'm going to show you a quick way. We have two ways that we can draw this. The first, and probably the easiest way, is to only draw half of your Lego person. So what I mean then is, it would be as if we just drew that much. And then what you can do is you can trace the other side to make it even. So sometimes it helps with drawings to fold your paper in half, and that gives us a guideline, and then to fold it in half again. So basically what I've now done is I've taken this piece of paper right here, and I have divided it into quarters. So we now have it sectioned off into 4 areas. And if you look at Lego people, they're quite simple. They have very simple shapes. So the head is basically a square with the corners rounded off. The body is almost a rectangle, but it's just been tapered slightly. And same thing with its bottom half with the legs. So the way the legs move, it's basically a square that's been divided into 2 rectangles. So if you think of it that way, drawing a Lego person can be quite a simple task to do. It could be an easy thing to do. So with my paper, it's now quartered. You can see the 4 sections. And the Lego person, approximately half of him is above this middle line and half of him or her will be below the bottom line. So what I'm doing is with my ruler, I'm going to take approximately halfway in between here and draw a line across. And this will give me my proportions for the head. So we have the line across here, or the other way you could do it too is to take your paper and fold it in half this way if you don't have a ruler. So kind of like that, and our line will go across here. I went ahead and already had the line drawn, so I'm just going to darken it for you so you can see that's approximately my halfway point in between this section here. So on that line I'm going to draw my square. Now what you can do is you can draw half of it on one side of your folded line, or you can draw the whole thing. If you want to draw half of it, you could draw the whole half of your Lego person, fold that paper in half, and then trace it through on the other side. Sometimes if you hold your paper up to the window, you're able to trace it that way. But I'm going to show you this way, where we will draw it without having to trace it. The bonus about having this line down the middle is it sometimes helps our brains understand when we draw half, we're mirroring the other side, and sometimes when we draw things mirror one side to the other, it's a little bit easier. So here's our square, and I'm drawing dark so you can see, but technically for the initial shape you want to draw light. The reason why we draw light, there's an expression, they say draw light until it's right. So you want to draw light so that way when you go to erase any of the parts that you don't want in your final drawing, they're not going to show through. But I'm drawing dark just so you can see. So here we have our Lego person's head, and they have a little neck that's approximately that size. Now if you notice on a Lego person's body, again we're using straight lines, it is almost like a rectangle. And if you look at the shape, it goes out, it flares out just a little bit. And I'm going now at this point just a little bit below my halfway mark. Okay, so you have an idea of your proportions. Now at this point what I would do is I would round my Lego head. because they don't have sharp, sharp corners, those Lego heads. So here we have rounded it, and if I erase those corners, you can see that shape is starting to come out. And again, you don't want to draw dark yet because you still have to add the hair if you have hair, and if not, if you want to not have hair, it's entirely up to you. But if you want to add the style of your hairstyle, then you're going to erase some of this detail after anyways. So here we have the body. Below the body, there's usually a line that goes across. If you look at the Lego bodies, it's about maybe that thick. Okay, then you have the lower half, roughly the same distance. Above the line is the proportions below the line. So what I mean is the legs will go down as far down below the line as this head goes above this line, and the line meaning the area where we've divided our paper in half. So if you wanted to measure it out, you could use your hand to measure it. I'm just going to roughly eyeball it, and I'm going to draw a long rectangle. So he's not completely square. The legs, they are definitely more like a rectangle. So that's the bottom half of our Lego person, okay? If you wanted to add a skirt or other details, you would add those details in just after this part. What we need to draw is there's a section where the legs move, and there's a line that kind of goes across like this, and then there's two lines that come down. So basically inside this rectangle, what we've drawn is two squares. These two squares are the top parts of the leg, and there's a mechanism here, across here, that allows right in this part the legs to pivot. Okay, so that's what the part of the Legos that we've drawn. Then I'm just going to follow this same line down, and we've actually drawn now the legs of our Lego person. And if you draw the bottom half and turn that into a long rectangle across the bottom, you've now drawn the feet. I can take my eraser and I can erase the line that's in between them, and now you can see here's our Lego. This leg might be just a little bit too narrow, but that's okay. That's why you can draw in pencil first and erase it. So this is the feet, and this is the leg part. This is the part here of the legs where they move. For the arms, if you notice the arms on a Lego person, okay, they have a little shoulder and it pivots here, and it has a slight bend in the elbow, so that's what we've drawn in this part here. So to describe the shape, I would say it's almost like the first part almost is like a triangle. Or if you want to think of it like a fin on a dolphin or a whale, it's kind of that shape. And that line is where the bend is in the elbow on our Lego people. So if you can see that, it's almost like a dolphin fin or a whale fin. Then I change the angle just a little bit, and it's another straight line, and then it comes on an angle, and then we just have it touch the body. So from where that elbow is, we're changing the angle a bit. It's basically a rectangle. Or would it be a parallelogram? I was never good at math, so I don't remember, so don't quote me on that one. But you can see roughly there is the shape of the arm of our Lego person. Now the hands are pretty simple. If you look at these, you could say they look like a horseshoe, or they look like a letter C that's been made in a block. But they have a little tiny wrist first. So we're going to draw the wrist of our Lego person, and it's going to look like a straight line on either side that comes out, part of a small rectangle. And then I'm going to very lightly draw the outside line, and I'm going to make it a C. So that's one hand, and here's the other hand. And then all I'm going to do to give it some depth is add some thickness to it. So I'm going to draw a straight line where the fingertips would be, and this is almost as if you're doing a block letter C. Okay, so there's one hand, and on the other side, straight line up, and it's as if we're making it a block letter C. Then what you can do is you can take your eraser and you can erase that spot there where it joins with the wrist or the other little rectangle that we were making. So now I'm going to erase that line that was part of where the elbow was. Okay, so there you can see now we have the basic shape of our Lego person. And what you can do at this point is you can start to add some detail. So you can draw the mouth any way you want to draw the mouth. Maybe this one is slightly smirking. So it's not a full smile. And you just draw the little circles for the eyes. Don't forget to put that little highlight in the eye because that is what makes the eyes look alive. Now for the hair, let's say this was my son. He has short hair and sometimes he styles it so that it comes up a little bit and down the sides. So it's kind of a shortcut at the sides and a little bit longer at the top. So maybe it would look something like this. And he has the part there on that side. And he has bangs that come up like that. And the other part that comes up like that. So that could be my son's haircut, let's say for argument's sake, since I've already done mine and shown you mine. So this is why we want to draw lightly so that we can erase the headline that we had there. And there we go. Okay, and my son, he loves to wear these athletic shirts, just with a simple collar. And he usually wears his track pants and he likes his Vans, so we could do the sole of his van on there. And then, let's see, my son, what is he into? He has a variety of different hobbies, but right now he's in school, so let's draw him with a pencil because that's what he's doing. He's doing online school right now. So there is his pencil. In fact, right now I think he's getting prepared or ready for English. He's either just finished his physics class and now he's doing English. So we'll have him doing schoolwork, even though he'd probably rather me put a gaming remote in his hand. So there's an idea of how you can personalize it. You can add whatever you want on the front of your shirt, whether it's your favorite number, or maybe you want to show us where you're from, and you can send these to Greg, like you can repost them right onto his, if you have Facebook, you can repost it, your drawing, right onto the same page where this video is shown. So I have my Canadian flag, my favorite color is green, my hair color is approximately that hair color. I did color my eyes in blue, but they didn't really stand out much. And my job is a photographer, and these are my favorite boots. So that gives you an idea of how you can personalize your Lego person. And I hope you have fun with it afterwards. Obviously, you can shade it in and color it in any way that you want, and have fun and be creative with it. Hope you are having a good day.